Hi, it's Patti Scharf, CPA and co-founder of Catching Clouds, the leader in e-commerce accounting. And today I'm going to talk about my 4 biggest takeaways from reading Simple Numbers, Straight Talk, Big Profits from Greg Crabtree. And stick around till the end to find out 3 things you need if you're an Amazon seller. Okay, so let's get started with takeaway number 1, and that is 10% profit is the new break-even. This is really great advice. This is probably my favorite takeaway from the whole book. And that is, if you're making profit along the way and you're setting that money aside for a rainy day, then your business will be able to weather any storms that come your way. So running a business with no profit in it is like living paycheck to paycheck, and you're just one hiccup away from going under. So to protect the health of your business, to protect your employees and everything else, it's a really good idea to target getting a 10% profit every month at a minimum, and then keeping that in the business until you've got a nice healthy cushion and you can comfortably take out profits. Okay, that brings us to takeaway number 2. Pay yourself a market-based salary. You need to be looking after the health of the business and looking at it financially after you've taken out any money that you need to live on. Otherwise, it's just kind of misleading. If it says that you're making 10%, but you actually need 7% of that profit to live off of, then you're really only making 3% profit. And, or worse, maybe you're taking out too much and you're actually at a loss. So for the financials to be useful to you, for you to be looking at the numbers in the right way, you need to look at them after you've taken out any money that you need to live on. And I would argue, and he would argue, that that should be a market-based rate, because if something happens and you need to hire somebody to fill in for you, you need to be able to afford it. So, so that's the most accurate way to reflect that. Takeaway number 3, keep it simple. Now, I'm a CPA, so I like numbers and I like graphs and charts and pretty spreadsheets and things like that. But even I don't like things to be super complicated when I'm trying to make decisions in my business. So he's saying just do simple things. Make it easy on yourself. Look and see how much your income is. See how much your expenses are, excluding people, and then have a salary cap. You know, just like football teams and things like that, where you have one set lump of money that has to pay for all of the labor for your business. I think that's great advice, and thumbs up on that one. Takeaway number 4 is not as much of a takeaway as a couple of items that I didn't necessarily disagree with him, but I think for an e-commerce seller, you really need to take a second look, or look at it from a different angle. One of those is cash basis versus accrual basis financials. He's a big proponent of cash basis. I think part of that is because he's a tax guy, and so he likes thinking about things from a tax perspective, and I totally get that. But when you're managing your business, I would argue it's more useful to have your financial statements on an accrual basis. And if you're an e-commerce seller who's selling inventory, I believe that the rules, and check with your CPA, but I believe the rules are that if you're selling an average $1 million a year, you're required to be on accrual basis. So it's best to set that up the right way from the beginning. So I would argue just start as an accrual-based business and keep your books that way. It's going to be easier for management purposes. The other thing that I'm not sure I totally agree with is getting the books closed by the 5th day of the month. Now, I am a huge fan of getting real-time data, all that. I try and get my books closed by the 5th day of the month, but for some people like Amazon sellers, it's just not realistic, because Amazon doesn't give you the information that you need until the middle of the month. So I just want to say, take it easy on your bookkeepers, and don't have expectations of them that aren't realistic. So in conclusion, I think that I give this book 2 thumbs way up. I think it's easy to understand. I would say make sure that you have at least a basic knowledge of income statement and balance sheet and things like that. If you don't have that at the moment, subscribe to our channel, because I'm going to be doing lots of videos on that. So But once you have a good basic understanding of accounting, then it's really straightforward, easy to understand, actionable information in there. Big fan. Thumbs up. All right, so now you know you need to check out the Simple Numbers book, but what if you need a little bit more guidance as an Amazon seller? Have no fear. There's an article down below in the description. I've got a link down there for 3 things you need if you're an Amazon seller. If you like this video, hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure you subscribe. See you next time.